Leo. Welcome to your April 2024 career tarot reading. This is where we're going to look at your finances, your job, your self-worth. If you're trying to climb the corporate ladder, if you're trying to gain more followers, if you're trying to build something better than what you have had in the past, if you're just trying to retire or trying to get out of the rat race, this is the month to really be strategizing. It's not so much the month to be implementing. It's not the month to be implementing because we have a Mercury retrograde, okay, in the sign of Aries. So this is a big month, Leo, as I have discussed before in those general readings. If you haven't watched those, I have the link below. We just came out of that full moon eclipse in Libra on March 25th. We will have the new moon eclipse in Aries, total eclipse over the United States on April 8th. Really big news. I'm sure you've all heard about it, very much anticipated. That along with Mercury retrograding. Then we'll have a full moon in Scorpio this month, as well as the huge conjunction between Uranus and Jupiter. That is a huge conjunction in the sign of Taurus. So huge month, Leo, especially you all being a fixed sign, you, Aquarius, Leo, and Scorpio, or who did I leave out? You, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio could have some big benefic news happen around that Taurus time, especially because you all are all fixed signs. So if you hear me flubbing up my words, as I've told the other signs, we are definitely in pre-shadow when I am filming this. So just know Mercury is already trying to play with my tongue, so bear with me. All right, Leo, if you haven't already subscribed, I would love if you would. Drop me a comment below. Let me know what you're looking forward to in this April. What are you trying to accomplish during this month with your career, with your finances, with your job? Okay, let's go ahead and get right into it. We'll go week by week. I have the dates below. First week, you open up with the Taurus energy, Hierophant in the upright. You also have the Star card, Aquarius energy, already pulling out all the fixed signs, huh? I heard you. Second week of the month, High Priestess. My goodness, you're coming out with all the major arcanas, Leo. Let's see what's going on your second week. You have the Two of Cups and the High Priestess. So you actually have two twos on the ground there. Third week, another two of Swords in the upright, as well as the Tower card. Makes a lot of sense, especially around that. That is literally the week after the eclipse. So expect something big there, Leo. Last week of the month, Seven of Swords in the reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles. This is the only pentacle on the ground here, and this is a career reading, so I always like to look at where the pentacles fall in your month, and it looks like towards the end of the month you could be getting some type of news around your job, your career, your money, and resources. But let's go ahead and pull a card that represents where you left out of March. Spirit, what is the energy that Leo left out of the month of March and they're bringing into the month of April? Thank you, Spirit. And you have the Ace of Cups in the reverse. So, Leo, for some of you all, you could have had some benefic news find you during the month of March. Possibly an emotional connection, some type of intuitive insight tried to come through during March, but maybe it didn't fully reach you, or maybe you were emotionally trying to connect with people and you felt like you were just like near missing. I do think that during the month of April, recognize this and know that this is not probably the month for the best intuitive insight. We don't have like a lot of water energy going on, and also with all of this dynamic eclipse energy, just know that this connection could still be made, but it may be a little more difficult than if you were still in Pisces season, for example, or if we had moved on to Cancer season. So just know that this still may be something that you are looking forward to, but that eye is kind of telling me, be patient. you may not see everything right now, but it's still like happening in the background. It just may move a little slower. So just keep that in mind as you move throughout the month of April, okay, Leo? Now let's go ahead and pull an oracle card. This is going to be what Spirit has for you, overarching energy, wants you to use throughout the month of April for your career. And you have the Knight of Fire. Now, this is what I'm talking about when I said you won't have a lot of watery energy. Spirit is trying to tell you you will have a lot of fire energy. So this Knight of Fire, especially during Aries season, this is the month of Mars, right? And we have that full moon in Scorpio, which is always more Mars energy as well. So it says passionate, adventurous, self-assured, restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think through carefully. Now, I think this is really interesting because remember I told you have in that third week, you have this Tower card. So really be prepared for some type of major event to come to you during this month, Leo. It may not happen right at the eclipse. It may not happen right at that conjunction, but somewhere during the month of Aries, expect some type of news to find you that is fiery, that you need to pay attention to, but make sure you think before you act, okay? Because that's going to be huge, especially with so much Aries energy. That energy is one of like moving quickly. This is energy that you could like hurt yourself. So just make sure you're taking more time, handling equipment or driving. That's really big too, okay? So the Knight of Fire, though, is really great for you all, Leo, because you all are a fellow fire sign. So this may be really good energy for you all to get more motivated, more courageous, to take on some projects at work that you would have never done in the past, or looking for a different job. This could be a great time for you to just get on Indeed or, get on LinkedIn, start networking. This could be a really good time for doing that. Okay. So let's take a look over your cards as a whole. I do think that this first week of the month, lots of fixed energy here. Okay. So pay attention to people who are over you, meaning like managers or the organization you work for. There's some type of conversations that are happening that maybe everyone isn't on the same page with that Star card in the reverse, but it does feel like somewhere in that second week around the eclipse, you're using more of your intuitive insight. And that may be stemming from March when you had that Ace of Cups, okay? So you're kind of jiving well with some colleagues or co-workers, possibly there with the Two of Cups. By the time you get to this third week, some major decision disrupts your life, okay? Like I said, it may not happen that week, but there definitely is the energy to, by time you get to this third and fourth week, and by time you end the month, some type of secrets or something is being hidden, or someone is possibly stealing some secrets, or some information. So keep that in mind as you go through the entire month, okay? So once we start the month, Leo, you're starting off with Mercury stationing retrograde in Aries on the 1st, the Sun conjuncts the North Node in Aries on the 4th, and then Venus also enters Aries on the 4th. At the beginning of the month, there is this push of not having all the information. So make sure, especially with the Star card, which is Aquarius energy, that is air energy, there's this feeling of wanting to work like in a group and kind of sing kumbaya amongst your colleagues, and that's just not happening. Like that first week, it just feels like with that Hierophant, someone in the organization could have an announcement, could bring everyone together in some type of format, on Zoom or whatever, and be like, okay, we're changing things up this month, or we're getting ready to reassess, how the salary structure. There's something here that feels like there's a change coming, but there's like more of the talk and the chatter around it. The event doesn't seem like it happens at the beginning. It's more at the beginning of the month, and more seems like the little buzz is starting here, okay? By the time you get to week 2, this is that really big week of April. This is that total solar eclipse, new moon in Aries on April 8th. Also, that same day, the sun is conjunct Chiron, and then 2 days later, Mars is conjunct Saturn on the 10th. There is some type of happy news for you all. It feels like you all connect with someone, whether they're a colleague, a friend. This could be a business partner. If this is a business partner, it feels like you all are jiving. Your heads are really synergizing, if that makes sense. It really feels like you're feeling good about the people around you, about the people you work with, which is really nice to see. I do think that some of you all are going to be starting to pick up with your spidey senses with that high priestess. You could start hearing the rumblings of whatever this was at the beginning of the month that I was telling you. I do think that something is kind of bubbling under the surface. Now, we already can see that because once we get to that third week of the month, you have the Tower card, you have the Two of Swords, and this third week is when we do have the sun entering Taurus on the 19th. Uranus is conjunct Jupiter in Taurus on the 20th. So some good news could come from this, okay? Don't think that the Tower card always has to be like major destruction, people getting fired. You know, it doesn't always have to be that dramatic, but it can be. But I also think that with this conjunction, this could mean if you've been at a company for a while and they announce that they're redoing the salary structure, maybe you actually get a bump up in a raise, or maybe you have to make a decision whether you want to like still remain at this company. Maybe you'll get a really good severance package if you move on and you've been wanting to go out on your own. So it may not be necessarily like the worst thing that this Tower happens, but I definitely think some type of major news decisions are going to have to be made. And this is literally when that full moon in Scorpio is on April 23rd. So I just think that there's some type of conversations that you're having to have with yourself that third week of the month. Now, by the time you end the month, we have the Seven of Swords in reverse, Knight of Pentacles. That last week of the month, we do have Venus entering Taurus. Now, I will say on April 21st, Sun in Taurus squares Pluto in Aquarius. I do think that that could affect you all. And I'm saying that because you had that Taurus energy and that star card at the beginning of the month. Pay attention to what happens that week, because during this ending of the month, that theme could come back up regarding, people not wanting to budge out of their 401ks. Like people may be like, I'm not trying to, put more money into this, or I don't want to have to change my direct deposit. It just feels like people are very stiff and not wanting to change. But then that Pluto and Aquarius energy could come in. Pay attention at the end of the month. Make sure you're not telling too many people all of your ideas and all your aspirations. I do think that Seven of Swords in reverse could be someone using your information or using your ideas to possibly use somewhere else and claim them as their own. Or with that Knight of Pentacles, you could also get some ideas of how to, someone could be getting some ideas of how to use your ideas to make money. Okay. Now that would be kind of like the flip side of the whole, that would be the flip side of that Uranus conjunct Jupiter in Taurus, right? It's kind of like that conjunction could be good ideas for someone else. So really keep your ideas, if you can, to yourself, Leo. I do think between, especially just like this whole month, just because it's just so volatile in terms of the energies, and you just don't know how any of this is going to play out. And since you have that Tower, I'm just thinking like, and you did get that Knight of Fire, where it's like passionate, adventurous, think things through carefully. Okay. So really use this as kind of like your backbone mantra throughout April. It's like, go in, do what you need to do, but keep what you're doing to yourself and don't get too wrapped up in other people's like conversations and what they're doing, because this could backfire on you. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, Leo, I hope this was helpful for you. Do take a look at your sun, moon, and rising signs in this video series. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love if you would. If you want to know how this energy plays out for you personally, I do offer personal tarot readings. Take a look at the link below. It will take you to scorpiosoultime.com, and it will take you to the page where you can sign up for a personal tarot reading. All right, Leo, I hope you all have a great April. Good luck with your career, and I'll talk to you later.